happened to be at the perfect timing and place when our paths crossed, and they somehow played a role in the way my life unfolded. Whether they were in a car, a bus, or a train, they were exactly where I needed them to be. So for the first story, I will take you back to the year 2015, a few weeks before my graduation ceremony. It was a quiet autumn night in Tunis, it's my hometown. It was 10 p.m. and my friends were having a party at one of our friends' place that was a 10-minute walk from where I lived. It's the neighborhood where I grew up, so it felt safe for me to walk. The streets were empty and darkish, and halfway through the walk, I started feeling unsafe. So to make it there as fast as I could, I took a shortcut, which was a narrow and dark street. I had almost reached my destination when I heard steps rushing towards me. And I barely had the time to turn around and check what was going on. I felt a man grabbing my arm and push me against the wall. And then he used his body to block me. And as soon as I started yelling, he used his hand to shut my mouth. I was still under the shock as I felt my body go numb. I had no idea what was going on, still not realizing fully what was happening. And as soon as he started touching me inappropriately, I knew it was rape. And that was at the exact moment a bright light flashed into the street and the rapist let go of me and ran away. That bright light came from a car whose driver was there on purpose to help me. After giving me some water to freshen me out and cool off the situation, he told me that he had seen me walking earlier, and then he saw somebody following me, and he had suspicions that it was like not a good situation. So when I disappeared into the shortcut, he felt the impulse to come back and check upon me to make sure I was safe. And that's when exactly, it was a matter of few seconds, when he arrived at the perfect time and flashed the light of his car. And I don't remember the name of this man, nor do I remember his face, but I'll be forever grateful to him for saving me. I can't even think how my life, if ever the guy left me alive, would have looked like had not this man been at the perfect time and place. So that was the savior in the car. Now fast forward to August 2016. I was on a backpacking trip in Sri Lanka, and I took a train ride from city of Kandy to Ella, one of the most beautiful train journeys. It was an 8-hour ride. After contemplating the beauty of the landscape, meditating, writing in my journal, I did everything. An hour later, I was bored. So I looked to my side, and there was a man sitting, and I started a random conversation with him. Well, what could possibly two strangers traveling in Asia talk about other than traveling in Asia? So we did the usual, where are you from? How long have you been doing this? Where did you be? Where did you go? What was your favorite part about it? What did you hate about it? And all that. And then he raised the question, which was, so where are you to next? And I said, well, I still haven't decided yet. I know I can do only one more country and then leave, but I want it to be different from India and Sri Lanka because that's where I've been. And he said something that changed the way my life unfolded from that moment. He said, Cambodia is my favorite country in Southeast Asia. You should check it out. And I said, say no more. That's where I'm going. And that was really it. Like the certainty and the clarity with which I received the message of go to Cambodia were so strong that all I needed was that. Like I knew shit about Cambodia when I decided. And that's exactly what I did. Like now, 2 years later, here I am in front of you doing this. I had I had no idea I could be living here, and so on. And so that was the story of my messenger in the trade. This leads me to the last story of tonight, which happened 3 weeks after I landed in Cambodia. I traveled, I had fun, and then here I was, reaching the end of my trip with the last $100 in my pocket, heading towards Siem Reap. Except that, on the bus, on the way, it was a night bus, I realized that I had left my wallet that had all my money in it in Sihanoukville. And using a credit card was not an option because I had none. And also to coordinate all that, my phone was broken, like dead broken. And I was by myself. And also the bus was broken. So we were taking a break in the middle of nowhere. So the moment I realized I was in a deep shit, I said, okay, let's not panic yet. I took a deep breath, and I said, okay, step number 1, let's go outside and smoke a cigarette. I was a smoker at the time. By the way, I'm celebrating 1 year of not smoking. Thank you. Yeah, so step number 1, yeah, I'm not smoking cigarettes. Yeah, step number 1, smoke a cigarette, get outside. I went outside, I had found a lighter, so I said, okay, step number 2, get a lighter. And then I was a cigarette away from going to step number 3, which would have been, okay, let's panic now. But the guy from whom I borrowed the lighter started a conversation with me about traveling in Asia. And so I told him about what had happened to me, and he was the nicest guy in the world. He told me not to worry. He told me that it was karma sending me his way, that he had been in situations like this before and was helped by strangers, so it was this time for him to help someone. And he gave me his phone to contact my family. He stayed with me, went with me to the guest house, paid for my accommodation and food for 2 days, gave me his phone whenever I wanted, even to check my social media. He was super, super nice to me just because he was kind, just out of kindness. And then he even offered to give me $100 and told me that I could pay him back whenever I felt or not. And then the day I received money, he told me that now that he knew that I was doing great, he could leave. And he left. And that was my helping hand in the bus. Now I chose to tell those stories tonight because I want to celebrate human kindness. Unfortunately today we rarely hear stories that women tell that involve strangers and a happy ending. So it was my way tonight to first thank those people that were there for me, thank anybody who's ever been kind to any creature, and also maybe restore a little bit of your faith in humanity, like I did. Thank you.